What is good? Welcome to the Coach Blueprint Show, and I'm excited because today we're really going to be focused on sales. You know what I mean? I got a bunch of sales questions that I'm going to answer today, and it's going to be fun. Usually, we may or may not have a guest. Today, we do not have a guest. So we got some reschedule. We got to reschedule, but let's have some fun. So what I had the team do is pull some questions that we've been getting over the past few weeks, just from different places, community coaching, some of my private coaching calls, some of our group coaching calls. So we just pulling from different places, some other free trainings and things that we've done. So we pulled some questions and we tried to pretty much gather everything that was closely related to sales. So this is going to be a sales related episode today. So I hope you are excited about that. And we got a lot of fun things to cover. So one of the things that what makes me excited about this is we have an opportunity to grow in what we do. And this is like a preface before I actually get to the questions. We have the ability to grow, but anytime we try to build a business without focusing on the core drivers that makes the business grow, you're going to likely fail. And I don't say that, being malice or trying to be funny, but you have to realize that the lifeblood of every business is sales. You have to be able to generate the revenue. I come across potential clients all of the time where they say, I'm not worried about the money, or I'm not, or I haven't really thought about that, or that's not important. And don't get it twisted. I'm all about helping anybody who comes in my world. First and foremost, it's all about changing lives, impacting people. So I actually already assume that just from the rip, like I automatically assume that you're in this to help people. So I'm not even talking about just the impact, just from the side of it being impactful. I'm saying we're running a business. That's what I'm saying. It's not missionary work. This is not, this is not charity. Like, we're running a business, and it's okay if you want to do those things. But if you're following me and you watching my content, I'm already assuming that you have the heart to want to help people. I'm already assuming you have the expertise to want to coach or speak or help people. But at the same time, we can't forget that in order to help more people, we got to be able to generate the revenue. We got to be able to generate the sales, and you got to know specifically how to do that. And if you prioritize other things in the business besides the revenue that comes in the business, you're always going to struggle. You're always going to have a job, and that's okay. It's not wrong with it. But if you want to go full time in your business one day, obviously you have to be able to generate the funds to not only obviously for you to have the lifestyle to be able to do it, but at the same time be able to impact other people. So that's the importance of it. Now, let's look at some of the questions, because these are some of the things that the team sent me, and I want to make sure we get into it. And then if we have any questions, then feel free to write your questions below, and then I'll answer them. If not, we're going to end it. I got a few questions here, and then we'll make today short and sweet, just to kind of give you some quick hit things that you can run and put inside of your coaching business, take it to the next level. All right. So we got our first question says, what are the best ways to find people who might want my coaching, and how can I reach out to them without being annoying? Oh, this is so good. I've been getting this for so many years. So here's the thing. We all have seen those people online where it's salesy, buy from me, coach with me, buy, and they're in your face, right? They're in your face with their product or service, and that annoys all of us, right? Nobody, if you don't know how to do it, like, it just makes it annoying, right? But the reason that it is annoying is not because we might not be interested in buying. The reason it's annoying is because they haven't indoctrinated us into the process. And that's going to be a big word for you, because in order for somebody to feel comfortable, you want to do it where it's not annoying, but you do want to be consistent. It's so funny. I had a conversation with a lady today, actually, and she literally said this exact same thing to me. She was like, and this is on LinkedIn because we got a fire LinkedIn strategy that's working right now. So I'm following up with her, right? And so this is probably like maybe like the third or fourth message that I sent her, right? And she finally responded, and she said, you know what? I really like how you followed up. She's like, you've been following up, so great. You have not been annoying, but you've been consistent. She said, I really like that. And it was so funny is we ended up having a conversation, and I ended up booking her where potentially she may end up being a client. But it was just so funny how she said, I get people who reach out to me all of the time, but the way that you did it, it wasn't annoying. So let me reveal to you what I did that allowed it not to be annoying, and which is the essence of this question, right? So here's the thing. Very first thing is you have to start off in a relevant way. People get annoyed when you're trying to introduce or give them something that they did not want or they did not ask for, or or really B, you haven't even understood or took the time to know if this would even be a good fit for them. So when we're connecting, for example, if I'm connected with a coach on LinkedIn and I know I have an advertising agency, right? So I have an advertising agency called Mass Attention Marketing. This is a lead generation agency that is specifically for coaches. Now, if you're not a coach, we will not even allow you to we won't even accept your money as a client, because all of our processes, all of our operating procedures, all of our scripts, all of our templates, everything we got is specifically for this industry. So, and I've turned people who are like, yo, I know you can run these ads. I've been hearing about you, such and such referred me, and I would turn them away. Why? Because now I got to focus other brain energy and brain cells, and I got to create things to make it work for your industry, although it will work. Our agency will work for any service-based business. However, everything that we crafted and created is specifically niche for this industry. So because I know the product and the service that I provide, and I know who it's for specifically, when I'm communicating, when I'm introducing myself, when I'm creating conversations online in any platform, I know who I'm talking to. So I'm not just spamming people. I'm having a conversation with somebody who likely cares about the conversation. And even if they don't, or even if they're not ready, or even if it's not the right time, they still appreciate it. And then we have an ability to follow up later. So that's what the difference is. So if I'm strategically connected with somebody, it's strategic. It's not just, oh, let me blast this to as many people as possible. Very strategic. And even within my market, I'm looking for people that showed some type of indicator that they could potentially use my service. I'm searching for a problem. And when you find somebody with that problem, that is when you can introduce that solution to them. And it's not going to be, you know what that's going to turn into? That'll turn into, oh, why are you annoying me if you blasting them, versus, oh my God, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. I mean, we get this every week. I appreciate you for reaching out. I appreciate you for helping me. Thank you for taking the time, and not to like beat on my chest and say, oh, look at me. But from the standpoint of, I know who my ideal client is, and I know the problems that I can solve, and how to introduce myself and create conversations to where people are appreciative of it. They're not annoyed by it. And that's where you want to be. Now, you don't just follow up with people once. You can follow up with people multiple times, but you got to be smooth with it. You have to create conversation. Don't just say bye, bye, bye. Offer a helping hand. How can I help you? What do you need? I did this training. I think this will help based on the last conversation we had, et cetera, et cetera. So when you do it in a way that's unique, when you follow up with people in a way that's valuable, it's helpful, it's non-salesy, and you do it like that, then people are going to be more willing to want to work with you, because they're going to be like, all right, he's cool, or yo, this person is just going to annoy me. They're annoying me already, and we haven't even started working together, right? So you don't want that. So hopefully that helps. All right, we got another question. How can I show potential clients that my coaching is worth their time and money before they decide to work with me? Oh my God, this is phenomenal. So here's what we're looking at. You show people what it's like working with you by demonstrating what you can do before you do it. So think about it like this. Before you see a movie and you go to the theaters to see it, or you watching it, or before you watch the series or the movie on Netflix, what do? We like to watch a trailer. This trailer gives us some idea of what the movie is going to be like. If the trailer is trash, we're not going to feel obligated to go to the movies. I'm not spending my time, energy going to the movies, tickets, popcorn, soda, nachos with cheese, all of that to go watch a movie that I don't even think is good. So how I think about content online is you're putting out a bunch of trailers. You're putting out content about who you are, what your values are. You're putting content out about how you can help, testimonials. All of these are trailers to the big show, baby. These are trailers to the movie. So put out good trailers so people can know who you are. They know what to expect. They know what it's going to be like working with you. They feel good and confident that you can help them with the results. And that is what you want to do. And that's how you want to work this. So if you want people to feel good about working with you, show them what you can do. I see a lot of folks who want to get clients, but they're not demonstrating their expertise. We live in an age right now that before somebody works with you, they want to see what you're working with. They want to see, okay, is this person talking a good game, or do they really have the knowledge and the expertise to help? If I'm on a call with somebody, like, they can find out pretty quickly my knowledge, right? That I've been doing this for almost a decade. How is that? Even before, so we have a specific process when it comes to sales. People know just by the questions that I ask them, just by the questions, they can tell, like, oh, my man is legit right here. You could tell, we could tell, like, if you talking to somebody who got knowledge or expertise, you could tell somebody who's been doing this for a minute with the knowledge versus somebody who's more of a beginner. You could just tell, and you don't have to be that knowledgeable in a particular area or be an expert and know all the ins and outs to know you talking to somebody who got knowledge versus somebody who's just beginning. So if you want people to feel comfortable working with you, you really got to demonstrate it. This is why we do a bunch of different things. This is why we do this coaching blueprint show, because we want you to be able to see what it's like to be coached. This is why I do other trainings. I have like a training called Mentorship Monday, where I do mentorship on specific topics, and it's very structured, planned out. You do it step by step. We have that, right? I'm demonstrating it because I'm putting out clips. I'm showing people who I am and putting out my personality by doing, I might do different funny posts. I might do different posts about mindset. You might see me do posts and videos or photos of my son. You'll see different aspects of me. So one, you could look at me and you'll say, okay, or you follow me and you're like, okay, I see who this guy is. I see what his values are. Okay. I see he cares about family. I see that, all right, I'm seeing he putting out these clips. So okay, I see that he has expertise. This is what he does. You might join a long form training and then you'll say, okay, no, my man really knows what he's talking about. He's breaking it down. I like his coaching style, the personality, but right. So these are things that people are assessing when they're watching you. And now they'll say, oh, I like this person. I like learning from this person. And you can have two people who teach on the same topic, but you won't necessarily watch them both for the same amount of time. Just because of where you from or your values or how you deliver the information, it could be a number of factors why somebody will want to watch you or learn from you. However, you have to have your own unique style and you have to be able to demonstrate what you do ahead of time for somebody to feel comfortable to work with you. So that's a great question. Question number 3. What are some smart strategies to keep current clients happy and encourage them to tell their friends about my coaching? So, all right. So this is, if you have clients, keeping them happy. right? So a part of sales is retaining clients. The biggest thing you need to know in terms of retaining clients is getting them results. If you could get them results, they'll feel happy and they'll more likely stay with you. You will not believe, and it breaks my heart. It's like ringing out my heart where I hear these stories where people have joined other programs or other coaches and they didn't quite get what they was looking for. They didn't quite get the support they was looking for. They didn't quite get the strategies. The strategies didn't quite work, or the ads didn't quite work. And it rings out my heart. I'm like, damn, I wish you would have came to me sooner. Because I know I got you. I know I can help you. But then, sometimes it's a little bit more of an uphill battle because they've already had a bad experience with somebody else who didn't know what they were doing. So that means when that person becomes a client, you really want to over deliver for them because you want them to know that they can get results. You want them to know that what you have works. So that's the biggest thing, is getting people results. From the time that I started working with you to where we're at in our coaching process and program and length of time right now, am I further down the path? Not philosophically, not we brainstormed ideas. Show me. What could I see that from the day that I started with you, what do I have now? We're 1 month in. What do I have now? We're 2 months in. What do I have now? So our goal as coaches is to really hold people accountable to get them down that path. Now, obviously, you can't put them on your back and do it for them, right? So we know that. At the same time, you really have to create a program that's going to allow them to get results. So if you're getting them results, if you're getting them the support that they need, and also if you want people to tell their friends and refer you, you have to ask. You'd be surprised the amount of people that want referrals and they want people to find out about them, but they don't even ask. You got to ask. Don't be afraid to ask. If somebody is happy, if somebody is getting good results, if somebody's feeling good working with you, that is the perfect time to ask for a referral. That is a perfect time. So get people results, let them know that you're there, support them, and then you'll get some referrals. Question number 4 we got is, how do I use social media or the internet to make my coaching business more popular without spending a lot of money? All right, so let's just say, essentially, how do I grow my program without spending a ton of money? So there's a few ways you can do that. Well, that I see, there's probably many ways you can do it, but here are the few that I'm going to teach you in regards to how to do this. So number 1, I'm always going to recommend paid ads. Paid advertising is going to be the way that's going to take the responsibility off of you to have to grow and market and advertise your own business. The reason you want to do that is because you're not going to be consistent, especially if you're just starting, because this is a habit. You have to have a habit of marketing. You have to have the habit and the wherewithal and the determination and the consistency and the persistence to continually market and advertise your business. Most of us are not started with a team. Most of us don't already have a expertise in this. So, you have expertise in what you teach and train on, but you may not necessarily have expertise in marketing. That is a whole, in advertising, different skills. So what we want to do is, you want to make sure if you're going to run ads, you can run ads at a low budget. So let's say $5 a day. I probably wouldn't recommend you go lower than $5, but let's say $5 a day. You can run ads $5 a day. 5 times 30 on average, maybe $180 a month. You mean to tell me you wouldn't spend $180 a month to get a high ticket client that's probably going to pay you $1,500, $2,000, $3,000? Come on, that's a no-brainer. Where are you going to get those kind of returns in a short period of time? So you want to whatever you need to do to run paid advertisements, you want to do it. Obviously, if you can afford it, get an agency, hire somebody who knows what they're doing. If you don't have the ability to do that, at the end of the day, you're just going to have to learn the skill yourself, and you're going to have to be willing to spend some money. You're going to have to be willing to even lose some money in the short term, because your ads are not going to pop off like that, especially if you don't know the psychology behind what your audience is going to click on, especially if you don't know the targeting, especially if you're not even a techie person or a social media person like that. And it's gonna be a learning curve for you to try to figure it out. You're gonna get frustrated. You're gonna want to quit, give up. I can't do this. I don't have the time to do this. And at the end of the day, you're gonna kill the number one engine. That's the easiest and the most simplest way to generate leads is through paid ads. And now you're going to be forced to do everything organic, which may or may not be consistent. Usually it's not, because it's all reliant on your effort. So that would be the first thing. But other low cost ways is essentially just organic marketing. So what are some other ways we teach? One, do trainings, do Zooms, go live. At the end of the day, when you're putting out content, I don't care what platform it is, but put out the content, because you want the right people to be able to see it. When they see it, that's when they may tune in. If it's interesting, if they resonate with you, if it's a topic they want to learn about, they'll see it and they'll want to learn from you. Boom. Now, this is part of that indoctrination process I was telling you about. So there we go. So that's how we want to be able to do that. But you can follow people. We have Facebook groups. We have you could be friend requesting or send a connection request if we're talking about LinkedIn. We have email marketing. Those are low cost ways. These are people that are already on your email list. I mean, if you want to be a hardcore soldier, you could do cold calling, cold emailing, right? Most people don't want to do that because it's hard, it's tough. You got to have strategy, and it takes a lot of effort to make it work, but it does work. There's other strategies people use too, like challenges could work. You could give away certain things to get people to raise their hand. Like maybe you give away an ebook, or maybe you give away a course. That could work. Getting in front of other people's audiences work, whether you're collaborating, whether you're getting on stage in front of somebody else's audience, whether you're doing a in-person digital conference or something online. So there's many different ways to get in front of your ideal client. You just have to be creative enough, and you have to be consistent enough. That consistency word is what hurts a lot of people. And so I did a post earlier today, and I said, people, in order to succeed, it's not supposed to be easy. People keep thinking that it's easy. It's supposed to be, when you start something, oh my God, this is too hard. I don't have the time, the energy, the effort. AKA it's hard. That doesn't mean it doesn't need to happen. It just means that it's tough. It's tough. Maybe based on your circumstances or your situation. Yes, it's tough. It's supposed to be tough. It's not supposed to be easy. If it was easy, it wouldn't be worth it. If it was easy, you wouldn't. Nobody would care, or you wouldn't get paid much if it was easy. So don't expect it to be easy. Expect you to get better. Get better. Don't wish it was easier. Wish it was better. Shout out to Jim Rohn, right? So put yourself out there organically and get comfortable doing the videos if you're not already comfortable. Get comfortable following up if you're not already following up. Get comfortable messaging or reaching out to people individually. Get comfortable making the phone calls. Get comfortable sending out the emails or going live. Get comfortable going to the events. Get comfortable being in front of the stage. These are the things that's going to make you the authority. These are the things that's going to make you attractive and make people want to rock with you. All right, the question number 5. What kind of special offers or programs can I create that will make clients want to start working with me right away? So here's the biggest thing, right? I always say the rule of 10x times 10. This would be a simple answer for you. If you want to make your program attractive or your offer attractive to people, the easiest way to do it, or the simplest way to do it, is whatever you want to charge, right? So let's just say, start off with what you want to charge. So let's say you want to charge $2,000 for your program. So then you need to sit back and say, okay, what would I need to offer for somebody to feel comfortable and really good to pay that? Like, what would I really have to offer? Matter of fact, what would I have to offer for this to be a no-brainer? Because that's what you want, right? I mean, it's not always going to happen like that, but you want people to see it and be like, oh my God, this is a deal. I would do this all day long. This is great. Oh my God, this is an amazing offer. How do you get somebody to say that? Because then obviously you're going to get more enrollments that way, right? So you want somebody to really feel like they're getting essentially a deal. Well, we call it the rule of 10. So you got to multiply it by 10, meaning if you want to sell a $2,000 product like clockwork, you got to create $20,000 of value. So if you want to sell or offer a $2,000 program or service, you want to give $20,000 worth of value. Because when you offer something that is, oh my God, like this is underpriced. Like I feel like I would pay 20 grand for this. That's what they need to say. If you could get them thinking that, or maybe even saying it, but if you can tell that, okay, people are really rocking with this, then you know you wanted something. If you offer a $2,000 program and they perceive it as worth $2,000, you're gonna have a hard time. It has to be disproportionately more valuable to make it easier for somebody to make the decision. That's the key to this. Now, how do you do that? What are some things you can offer? I mean, it really just kind of depends on what your niche is. I had a relationship coach I was working with one time, and we were going through his offer. He was like, man, I want to help, couples, I want to help relationships, but I don't really know what to offer. So we were going through it, and I said, well, one thing that you can offer that's unique is I've never seen anybody with a program put their clients in a hotel. He said, that's not a bad idea. I said, yeah. I said, if your goal is to rekindle relationships, your goal is to save relationships, is to save marriages. I said, why don't you create a program? I said, why don't part of your offer in the program, put them in a 5-star hotel for a night? Shoot, like put them in a top hotel for a night. You can put it as part of your offer. Not only are you going to make more money, but you're also going to create an experience that they're going to love. You're going to create an experience that they will never forget. Think about that. Think about putting them in a hotel and somewhere that they haven't experienced, or just something that's really nice. They're going to remember that for the rest of their life. Think about that. That's very important. So when you're thinking about the offer that you provide, think about, how can I offer something that's unique? Maybe something that not everybody else is offering. How can I offer something that's more valuable than what people perceive it to be? Like almost when I tell them what the investment is, it's like, oh my God, like this is a deal. That's what you want them to feel. If you can't go through it, you can ask friends and family. You can ask like other people. You can ask other people in your market and see what kind of what they think. Like, how much would you pay for something like this? And ask people and see, or just offer it and see what the response is. And if you're not really getting an excited response that people are willing and ready to take action and be part of this program, add something else. Ask them. You're right. They're not buying from you anyway right now. Ask them. Say, okay, let me ask you this question. I was thinking about, let's say you're talking to a potential client, right? You say, let me ask you something. I was thinking about, I want to make this program the best program on planet Earth for insert your niche. What's something else that you would find valuable that I should add that's really going to help you take this to another level? What would that be? What would that be? And you might get ideas from people that you never even thought about. Oh my God. You ask a couple people that question and you add that as part of your offer, I can virtually guarantee you will make sales easier than you ever made in your life. You're still not going to get everybody. There's no business in the world that converts 100% of the traffic that comes to them. There's no business in the world that does that. If you find one, let me know, because I've never found somebody who has 100% conversion rate, any business, right? So, but you can increase the amount of people that are interested in the offer if you make it more valuable. And if you don't know, just ask. That's all you need to do. Just ask. Don't be afraid to ask. Because now, maybe you learned from the first 5 people that you went, okay, they weren't interested. But what about the next 5? What about the next 10? What about the next 50 people you offer it to? Right? All of this is going to make a difference to whether somebody decides to work with you or not, or invest in your program or not. So if you want to get somebody to invest right away, You want to make it super valuable, and you also want to give them some type of sense of urgency to be able to enroll. So, maybe you have a special that gives them a discount for a certain amount of time. Maybe, there's a certain amount of seats. Like I'll give you one of mine, and you can, I haven't really even revealed this before, but I'm revealing to y'all right now, just because y'all tuned in to the Coach Blueprint Show. I'm gonna give y'all one of the things that I use. That's real scarcity though. This is not like fake scarcity. This is real scarcity. So when you come into our ads agency, one of the things that we run ads for you, but one of the other things that we do is I meet you one-on-one. So you're also a one-on-one client of mine. Now, I'm human. I have a limited amount of time. I'm running. I'm the CEO of a company, right? I'm taking clients, but I'm coaching. We do live events. I'm doing other things. We have team members. We got meetings. We got different things. We running, we moving, and we grooving, right? I have a limited capacity on my calendar in terms of me personally being able to accept clients on my calendar. Now, I can assign other coaches, account managers, things of that nature, right? But if you want to work with me personally, and let's say as of right now, like I don't know when you could be watching this, right? But I have a certain amount of availability on my calendar, and once that gets filled up, I literally cannot accept any more clients. Personally, our company will have other coaches and things of that nature. We'll provide other levels of support, etc. Open office hours. I mean, there's a lot of creative ways that you can still get help. But if you want to be a personal one-on-one client, it would make more sense to you to meet with me as soon as possible and to become a client as soon as possible, because once my calendar is filled, I'm not gonna become a crazy person and be working 24 hours a day doing calls 3 o'clock in the morning, right? Once my calendar is filled, it's filled, and then you'll get assigned to somebody else, right? So that is real scarcity. So when you let people know what your real scarcity is, which is a fact, you are human. This is a fact. You have other things going on. You have capacity, right? So with that, you can use that. But most people never think about that, right? You have a capacity on your calendar for the amount of clients that you can take, right? At least one-on-one. Now, group, you can scale it unlimited, but I'm just talking about one-on-one clients. That's prime time, baby. That's premium service, baby. That's special right there. You need to leverage that and use that when you're in a situation where people are looking to get your help. Does that make sense? So you can absolutely use that. So if you want to help people take action sooner than later, you got to make it very valuable for them, and you really have to emphasize the amount of the availability that you have, because it's not guaranteed that you're always going to have that availability. Actually, the goal is not to have availability. The goal is to have is to stack your calendar to as much as you want to stack it with clients. So you have to hire other coaches and other people, or get them into your group program and put them on a waiting list. You want to get to that point at some, right? Isn't that what you want to do, right? So leverage that. All right. Hopefully this is helpful, and that concludes. This is today's Coach Blueprint Show. Feel free to come back and watch this show over and over and over. Again, sometimes we have guests. Today we had to reschedule, but I'm cool. Like I'm pretty cool. Like doing these podcast episodes. And I like it because it's more like a fireside chat feel. I usually, me. If you ever see certain trainings I do, I'm usually point by point. But this is more like a Q&A, FAQ kind of format, answering questions on a particular topic. And today we focused a little bit more heavily on sales. So with that being said, listen to this over and over. If you do have any additional questions, feel free to go ahead and drop them below. And then I'll come back and answer your questions or address. All right. So let's discuss in the comments. Continue to be great. And remember, slow motion is better than no motion. Let's work.